And here's Furno of his cuff of ability mode, which I don't think there's such name for that for Furno and the other rookies. Building experience, it's kind of went like the villains of the kind of similar to what we had to the villains of 2011. So because you have mix of the ball joint and the Technic builds. And everyone, as you all know, he does have bending in the knees and elbows. I guess the only problem is that he can't tilt his head anywhere, and because the problem with this guy about his head is he cannot maneuver anywhere. It's kind of blocked in the way because you have to tilt these tubes, but you'll have to find a way to do it. In some ways, I think we could separate it like this, yeah, and Furno, so that way Furno can tilt his head. But when it comes to diving and when it comes to swimming, I don't see how he's going to do that. And the hero cuff, I could demonstrate it on a villain. Let's demonstrate some which I might be able to do a review of. Let's test the hero cuffs on Firelord here to see if it works. So, sorry Firelord, but I'm disarming you from your weapon. Got it. Hero cuffs, you get to clip them on his arms, and it's hard to see though, so I'm gonna try and get it up properly. As you can see, he's all chained up in prison. I guess these cuffs are kind of made of soft plastic, which is why they clip onto these things easily. Which is why they clip onto the villains' which is why they clip onto the characters' arms that easily. Okay. And the story, according to, as you saw in that little Hero Factory video, you'll see in HeroFactory.com. HeroFactory.com is because Black Phantom, the main villain for 2012, he released all the prisoners and created his own army to take down on every single good guy location. It's up to Hero Factory to modify their bodies, and this time with powerful hero cuffs to take down the villains. And this blaster, I don't know what it does, is because it's not yet 2012, as I've got this early. But it's just like the Thornax, you squeeze it, and it's kind of like the Thornax when you squeeze it, and it actually fires. Sorry if it hit my phone camera. It's just this is kind of bumbled up. There's a couple things I find weird is that just like his 2.0, you don't have an actual hand here. You just he has a hand here, kind of like Hortik. He has a hand here, but he has a big weapon instead of having a hand. If you want me to do a comparison, then I will, just for you guys. Here's all the Furno incarnations. This Furno is the first Hero Factory of all the series I bought. Or around that time was Furno besides Stormer, because he was the guy promoting the teaser. I always wanted to just stick to the guy who just promoted the teaser, which is why I bought him. Then I bought Stormer, and so on. And I did buy some of the villains as well. So this is Furno, as you know. That's the mask. The mask he's wearing now is the same exact he's wearing in his current form. And he has this big dual fire shooter, and this is and the quadricore I thought wasn't removable. The fact that it sticks in like this, but little did I know that was wrong. The quadricore is removable. and it's 2.0. It had those goggles. I did not know it began to have articulation in the legs at all. But it did, having articulation here and articulation here, and the core in this one I thought was not removable. But it is. But seeing as I was wrong, it was removable. The pictures it does not look removable, but when you buy it, it is removable. This Furno, obviously the same as the core, is not removable, and this was the only thing. This was the only one piece in a different color in all the Hero Factory series. It's Savage Planet. The fact that they were all colored. Furno's red, Raka gold, Stringer black, Bulk silver, Nex orange, and Stormer white. The paddings with those paddings with their names on it. It was just a green color, and he had a plasma gun, which is actually the bladed things we had on the Fire villains. And now this time we have a taller looking Furno. It kind of reminds me of the fact. It's kind of like Tahu from Furno's forms, which I might do a review of Tahu, and I suggest I could do a review for the old sets, even though I did do a comparison just now. I just feel like doing it so that way I can stick to what I think, because there are other things I may talk about but later. I want to do a review of these old Furno guys. So yeah, these ones were kind of like Armatoran build. These were modified Armatoran build. These were given with jungle or animal build, and now they've transformed to becoming like the mix of the Toamata and Inika size guys. The only thing that's kind of reminds me about Tahu is the fact that from the first Furno and the fourth Furno, there's like the first Furno to the fourth Furno, they have like the same mask. They have kind of like the same mask resemblance. And it's kind of like Tahu, which I might do a review of that, which I might do more reviews. This Furno has like a different mask. This Furno has like a different mask for a jungle. It's because like this is the first Furno. This is like another Furno. There's like a Furno transformed with some silver, a Furno to the jungle, and a Furno with something with a mask that resembles, but size change and price change. The fact that Tahu, as you know, which we'll go over, something about a price range review we'll go over later. But that's the comparison between the first Furno all the way up to this Furno of 2012. Oh. So this is Furno of the Hero Factory Breakout Adventures. And he's accompanied with Breeze, Surge, Raka, and Evo. And I don't know why in the animation they brought Stormer, even though they never did a set release of Stormer and Stringer and Bulk yet. Hard to rate this guy. I think kind of a 7 out of 10. Few reasons is that these tubes might be pointless, so they could have sent Furno to a different duty rather than being underwater. To catch Jawblade. He'd rather be something else to catch either Toxic Reaver, Thunrax, or Split Base. Of course, Raka has took the villain Black Phantom, and the fact that well, that's pretty much it from what I know. And I was going to say about this, but I just found out already. It's supposed to clip a hero cuff inside. Which I forgot to have done in this review is you clip it on like this. You clip it on like this, and we have it in. Of course, I recognize these, and because a Lego minifix hand could break, so were those Otto Octavius tentacle grip pieces. Yes. So this is what we have for Furno. Oh, it was $9.99 in an official LEGO store. So get them if you want. You can buy them if you want. This is Tom out of 1888 signing off.